Day and good morning. I just read a couple of reviews on the Masterson's wet palette. Now I know a lot of people use this, so I'm not really worried about if this is gonna function correctly. I'm more worried about whether or not I need to change anything in here. And so the first thing I read was that this wet palette doesn't really keep your paints hydrated for a long period of time. And a lot of people are saying it's either your lid's not closed all the way or it's your paper. So the paper that comes with this wet palette is pretty thick. Like it's not thin. You actually also have to treat it. You have to put it in like super hot water for like 15 minutes. But a lot of painters are saying that it's not this kind of paper you should be using. You should be using like the parchment paper, which I actually have. One second. Okay, I'm back. So it's actually like parchment paper that you should be using for this wet palette, because apparently this is for like more thicker paints, like the actual craft or artist acrylic, which is not the same thing as the miniature paint. I mean, it is an acrylic paint, but I think it's a lot thinner and the formulation's a little bit different. So I think the term that someone was using was heavy-bodied. I'm not sure what that means exactly. But yes, heavy-bodied acrylic is supposed to work on this. And if you're going to try to use miniature paints, use parchment paper. So that's what I'm going to do today. I need to actually get some of these sheets done, or some of the sheets cut, so that I can use the wet palette tomorrow in tomorrow's stream. There you go. So what I'm going to do is try to make a template out of a piece of cardboard, so I can just put on top of the parchment paper and cut it out like a die. So hopefully that works. I've never really done anything like this yet, or before. It seems pretty easy. Let's go check it out. And I'm finished. So it wasn't as bad as I thought. I made that little cardboard cutouts so that I can basically have a guide to when I'm cutting sheets. I figured out that folding it, or folding the parchment paper in half and over a few sheets will make it easier for me to cut, so I can just cut like maybe 6 sheets at a time. I could probably cut more, but I didn't want to fold that much parchment paper. It may be a little bit more wasteful, but it is a lot faster, and because I don't think I'm going to be using as many sheets since the paint will still be wet, it should be okay. But I put all the sheets in between two books because hopefully that's going to flatten out the sheets. I may have to do like a counter roll or a counter curl on the sheet to get rid of that curl, but we'll see how it goes. So tomorrow I'm gonna do another stream for painting. Gonna continue painting up my Scourge of Heresy, and this video will be releasing on Thursday. So if you have time, I stream at 10 to like 1:30 Tuesdays and Thursdays at the moment. So if you have time, check it out. So that's it for me. If you like this video, hit that like button below, subscribe if you haven't, and don't forget to lift heavy and level up.